Hey there, guys, and welcome back to the Two Players Podcast, episode 58. We're going to be talking about the news very briefly, then going to get into the games/movies, shows, whatever we've been watching, and then we're just going to close out the show. It's going to be a very short podcast for this week. So, first piece of news is very exciting for myself. IDW Sonic the Hedgehog, the first issue was very successful, that they're doing a second printing of it that'll release on May 2nd. So this is pretty cool. So far, I'll talk about the series in it of itself a lot more in depth later, but I like it so far. It feels like a sort of like Saturday morning cartoon with Sonic and his friends, I feel. But
did you get it? Like, do you have it?
I got the first issue, not the second printing, because the second printing is not out yet. But yeah, I have the first three issues that have been released so far. They're going to release one more for April, and then it's going to turn into a monthly series.
Oh, that's good. They weren't sure it was even going to continue on or something, like if it wasn't successful or something.
Well, pretty much this piece of news is pretty much them saying, issue 1 sold out, so we're just going to make a second printing of it because it did so well. Just in case if people want, a second cover, or, they didn't get a chance to get it the first time. Because when I picked up issue 3 this past week, I got the last copies of them, and I was like, okay, yeah, like this series is doing pretty well, I guess,
I mean, that's good. I think Sonic's been doing pretty well. Forces kind of wasn't that great, but with Sonic Mania and the Sonic animation thing they're doing on YouTube, and with this, Sonic's been doing pretty well right now with the fans.
Yep, in other forms.
Yeah, in other forms, well, in the more like nostalgic forms, not in the real 3D stuff. But it's good to see him have a lot of goodwill right now, because he kind of needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's good. Again, I don't really get comics, I don't really buy them or anything like that. But I really like how it looks and stuff. Like, it looks.
Because Tyson has been doing all of the covers so far, so. The Sonic and Tails that you see in this second printing cover is still his artwork.
Yeah, it looks really good. All right, so next piece of news is Dark Souls for the Switch got delayed. It's still coming out the same release date on everything else, so it's still coming out on May 25th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But the Switch version has been delayed to later this summer. So people were saying in PAX they didn't really notice any technical issues, so it could be something with networking. That's the rumor right now. There might be something with the online that's getting messed up right now, but I really have no idea.
Yeah,
because with more of the problem areas like Blighttown, which is an area that has a lot of FPS. Frame rate issues. They had a demo for that in PAX, and they said it ran fine on the Switch. So it has to be something related to on Nintendo side of things, and not really on the development side, because they said it's been going smoothly. So I'm not too sure why the delay for Switch.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the whole networking rumor, I think that's definitely very plausible, because Nintendo, they don't have much of a online structure, and maybe Bandai Namco doesn't know as to how Nintendo did it for Mario Kart or Splatoon, so they're probably still trying to figure it out or something like that.
Yeah.
So
again, what did they say when the whole online service is coming in yet for Nintendo? I keep forgetting.
The Nintendo Online thing.
Yeah.
I think they delayed it to the end of this year or something like that, or maybe
they just keep delaying it.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I think that this will definitely affect sales of the Switch version, though, because, some people who want to play Dark Souls, they might just get the PC or Xbox or PS4 version and not wait for the Switch version, But yeah. I still feel like that it'll still sell decently well, because it's, a portable version of Dark Souls. So that's the thing that you need to take into consideration when you're buying a Switch game, is that, hey, I could pretty much take this on the go, so...
Yeah, I know a lot of people will probably double dip anyway, because that's what the Switch was made for. It was for people who, I kind of want to play it now, but I'll still buy a version for it on Switch because it's portable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I hurt the Switch sales too much, but it probably will, because it is coming out earlier on the other systems. So yeah, that sucks, unfortunately. I know a lot of people were looking forward to it, so that's pretty bad news.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's also good news though that they can fix whatever issues they have to fix now, instead of releasing
releasing it. It's like, don't buy the Switch version. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, so it's a good thing and a bad thing, really.
Yeah, they're just making sure that they don't get screwed over.
Yeah.
Okay, so Insomniac Games' Spider-Man, the PS4 title that'll be releasing later this year, is getting a prequel novel, and it is pretty much like it's called a prequel novel, going to be taking place before the events of Spider-Man PS4. It's going to include villains like Shocker, Echo, the Blood Spider, other characters, J. Jonah Jameson, Mary Jane, Wilson Fisk. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly huge into novels, but since I'm very excited for this game, I'm probably gonna, read this before it comes out, because it actually does come out before the game, August 21st. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be picking that up.
Yeah, I also know they say this Spider-Man in particular isn't connected to like any other Spider-Man, so it's probably important to like read up on like the differences in the lore in this one, I guess. I don't know if it's like that different, but I guess Insomniac is really giving this Spider-Man's own identity from the cinematic universe and like the comics. Yeah. So maybe that's why they felt to like give it a little more backstory with this novel. It's also cool that they're giving some weird like villains screen time. I've never heard, like, besides Shocker, I have no idea what these other people are. So I guess that's cool, because I'm getting tired of voicing Vulture, Rhino, Scorpion, like the ones everyone knows. So it's kind of cool to see some new ones. Yeah.
Especially since Insomniac Games keeps emphasizing that this is an older Spider-Man. He's much more experienced. So we'll see exactly what kind of experience he's gone through. Since he's been Spider-Man for so long. So I just can't wait to go and see exactly what this prequel novel does. Let's just hope that it doesn't, ruin what the game is actually going to be.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just, again, like, give more lore or whatever backstory to this particular Spider-Man. So, it's good. I'm probably not going to read it, but it's cool that they did that.
Uh-huh.
All right, so the final bit of news, it's been a slow news week. But Deadpool 2 got the final trailer. And this trailer acted like more like just like, a regular trailer. Like, it felt like, this is, a trailer. I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like, this is what I would think of, because the last few trailers have been very like jokey and stuff. This one seems to have like more action and just showing like it still had jokes in it, but had like more action and hypeness in it. So I thought it was good. Like, the jokes they showed were pretty good. The action looks a lot better. I wouldn't say a lot better than the first one, but it seems to have like a lot more variety, I guess. Like
a budget.
Yeah, budget. Yeah, because the first one had like no budget, so like now when the first one did so well, they can actually do stuff because they have money this time. So
yeah, watched the trailer yesterday. I thought it was more of just what I expected from a Deadpool sequel. Jokes, random things that happen, and obviously they have a budget now, so that is pretty cool that we get to see bigger action sequences and stuff like that. So I can't wait for this film. Watching the first one with a theater crowd, I guess, was definitely very fun, and I can't wait to go and see exactly what jokes will hit the audience again. So
yeah, I can't wait to hear the children like crying. Because that was great.
Yep. All right. So that's it for news this week, or for the past 2 weeks, unfortunately. Hasn't been much.
Sorry,
so we're going to get into some of the games we've been playing recently. So I guess we both could start with Fortnite. So Fortnite has been doing a lot of things lately, a lot of different things. So I think they just added, or like the last episode we did, they added that rocket launcher that you could like move the missile, but I think they just removed it.
They removed it.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you just think about that in and of itself? Like, they just released a new weapon, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna take it out now.
I think it's actually like really cool that they actually listen to the community instead of be like, no, this will work. Like, even if everyone hates it, we will make this work. But instead, Epic was like, okay, we're just gonna like. They didn't really remove it, but they just put it in the vault for a while, and like, all right, we're gonna like do some balance changes like on the side here, so no one has to be like that angry that's still in the game. For me, since I mostly play solo, it wasn't as I didn't notice the weapons OP-ness because I don't really play in squads as much as you. But in solos, it's basically just like you use it, and you probably will die when you use it. But in squads, I know it's really annoying because you have like two people using those guided missiles and then the other two people building or whatever. It's like impossible to like get close to that other squad. So I can understand how annoying that would be. So I'm happy that Epic is like really like considering what this weapon's going to be, whether it will even be back in the game or if it's going to be a totally different weapon at some point. Like I think it's a smart choice though.
Yeah. The way I viewed the that rocket launcher is that like if it's like solo and it's like top 2 and you're one of the last guys there using that, it's like really good because they probably can't even get to you or whatever. But using it in squads, personally I never encountered squads that had 1 or even 2 of those that would just like be annoying, because all you have to do is just build a wall. But then again, like you're just put in a position where you have to play defensive, and I guess that's where the community was like, we don't like this. We're forced to play like this because they have that rocket launcher, Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I was reading a lot on Reddit that a lot of people like having that issue where maybe they drop too often or something like that, or like, again, they were forced to build defensively when they just want to rush in and like kill the guy in their base. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just glad they also fixed some other problems, like the weapon switching. Apparently, like there was like there was some weapon switching that was like, I forgot what it was. They like did a balance patch where you can't switch shotguns as fast. Anything that was like burst, like it like has a slower time to switch. But that applied to all weapons, so some weapons were kind of just bad with that, like SMGs or something. So they made it so certain weapons can only switch slower. So that's also good. And they also did a thing with hand cannons and pistols where your first shot will always be where your cursor is. So
So like first shot accuracy, I think that's what they called it. And that
I
actually personally I think that helped the game a lot, just because like the way I felt with the shooting before is that like you hope it hits, and it might hit like wherever they are, because like the bullets kind of just like fly everywhere in a way. They don't exactly go to where your reticle is. But now with first shot accuracy, that first shot is a guaranteed hit. So I really liked it. A lot of the Fortnite community at first were like, we don't really like this because it felt different. But obviously, I think now that they've warmed up to that whole first shot accuracy sort of thing.
I really think they should just like reduce the bloom in all weapons though. Like I think the first shot accuracy on like hand cannons and stuff is great. But like just like your assault rifle, sometimes I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm shooting this man and I'm just not shooting him. Like they should do like Overwatch where like with Soldier, when your first few shots with your assault rifle, like they're really accurate. But then if you keep shooting, like it like
it like spreads out.
Yeah, so I think they should do the same thing in this game. But I do feel like most of the balance changes are pretty good right now though, and they've been adding new limited time game modes. Like the high explosive one was pretty fun. And the 50 versus 50 is just like...
Have you played that?
Yeah, I have. I played it last night.
Yeah, same. But the whole 50v50, the first match me and my brother played, we were just like, what the hell is going on? And like we were both just scared to peek because it's like, who the hell is watching us?
Yeah, and like there's people everywhere. It feels like a war front. Like it's pretty much. It's such a different feeling. That's pretty cool. But
and I like the fact that now it's 2 buses and the map's kind of split in half.
Yeah.
So one time like our bus was closer to Tilted, but like Tilted was on their side of the map. So I was like, wait, let's just go to Tilted and then kill whoever thinks that they can come here. So that's pretty much what happened. We got there first, and then everyone on their team who came to Tilted died. But I love the fact that there's a circle, like where the circle is going to be, and the first part of the game is just looting up and just getting as strong as possible, and then just going there and just trying to be the last team standing pretty much.
Yeah, it gives you like 10 minutes to like get a bunch of materials and weapons, and then you go to like basically like the war front and then like fight until everyone's dead. It's pretty fun. It's like a whole different game basically. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've only played it with one other person. I can't imagine playing it with 3 of your other friends and trying to stay together as close as possible, because you can't communicate with your other teammates if you get down. And also when you do get down, the tick is a lot faster.
Yes, it is. You lose like 10 HP like every 2 seconds or something.
Yeah,
so it's
and I think that was a great change, just because like they just don't want people to just be knocked and just sitting there for like ever.
Yeah.
Because normally when you play like squads or even duos, when you knock someone, you just leave them there and then you try to go and find the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a smart move. Also, because there's like 50 people, and if someone sees you down, they could just grab you immediately too. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm glad they also reduced the time you stay alive when you're down. I think that was a smart decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a good mode. I think all the changes they're doing to Fortnite right now are pretty good.
What do you think about the Porta Fort?
Porta Fort? I haven't really encountered it too much. I used it once, and I'm like, all right, this is cool, but it didn't really do much for me. And I left it. What do you think about it? I didn't really notice too much of an impact.
It's just funny, man. Like, because like it's like the first, the beginning of the game where you're like looting and stuff, and then someone just drops it down, and you're like, well, I guess we're either just gonna run or try to push him or something. But you could use it in like buildings. So like yesterday when me and my brother were playing duos, someone used it in Tilted when we were like upstairs, and then all of a sudden they're just below us with a portal for it, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Oh no.
Yeah, so it could definitely do some crazy and wacky things. Personally, it doesn't remove the fact that if you're a bad builder, you just need that and then you win. No, I don't think that's really how it works either. So you still need to be really good at building if you want to be good at the game, pretty much.
Yeah, like if I had one of those, I'd probably still prefer to build my own thing, because I feel like, I don't know, like I'll use it if I have it, but like it's not like I'm dying to have one because I can build. I feel like I could build confidently, so
yeah. But
yeah, I think that's about it, right? There's not. No other...
I think they added a new LMG or something like that, and
I didn't encounter that yet.
Yeah, I used it once. It was alright. It feels like a much stronger minigun.
I was gonna say, what does it like? Is it like a minigun, or is it just like an assault rifle feeling? Like what does it feel
I think
like?
it uses assault rifle ammo or maybe heavy ammo or something like that. But it's pretty much just a minigun, but I think it does like more damage or something like that. So obviously I'm not informed at all, but do you want to go first on what other things you've been playing, good sir?
Yeah. So I beat Ni no Kuni 2, and I talked a little bit about it last time.
Yeah.
But I have beaten it, and it is good. I wouldn't say it's the best. Like, I was probably expecting more from it. Like, I'll say it's like an 8 out of 10. I was kind of expecting it to be a little better, because everyone was giving it praise. I'm like, all right, let's play it. And it was good, but like the story felt pretty flat. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't that invested in the characters or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're playing this game for the story, like, I'd probably advise not to do that. But the game does pick up in the kingdom building part, like, because the whole premise of the game is like you build your own kingdom and stuff like that. So it sort of goes into like this sort of mobile game thing where it's like, oh, you can build your own kingdom, put stuff down, get gold. You know how it works in mobile games where you like wait a little bit and get gold like that? Yeah, it works like that, except it's like way faster because it's not a mobile game.
Yeah.
So like when you're out doing side quests and stuff, you could go back to your kingdom, get the gold, and like research you could do by building like little research facilities. And it could help you when you're actually playing the game. And I think that's really cool. It's really addicting to just sit in your kingdom and like get your gold and build stuff and like, all right, I need this research and whatever. And I love that management type stuff, so that was really fun. The actual RPG stuff is like pretty easy. The game never gave me a hard time. Like, it's a pretty easy game. The combat acts like more like a hack and slash where you can use some abilities and stuff. So it was fun to like kill stuff really easily, but also like I feel like the purpose of having an RPG is also to have like some strategy in it. Like in Persona, like you want to knock down a bunch of enemies and find out what their weaknesses are, so you can do an all-out attack. And like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you want to like use driver skills to like knock them down and then do like some combos and stuff. In this game, you kind of just whack things and like use like fire or whatever. There's not too much strategy involved. I kind of just kill stuff, and like it's fine. It's satisfying to do. I don't think an easy game makes it bad. Like Kirby, like I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, Star Allies is bad because it's easy." Like I don't think it's bad because it's easy. I don't even think Star Allies is bad, but I don't think its easiness has nothing to do with being a bad game. You know what I mean? Like easy doesn't equal bad, and I feel like a lot of people feel that way now, especially because we
live in a
like
world where Dark Souls.
Yeah, with Dark Souls and stuff is a thing, and I love hard games. Like I think they're great, but like it's also nice to have a chill, nice game, and like I don't think it's bad. But I also feel like it's not good where a game is like brainless in a game that shouldn't be brainless. Like I'm fine with like something like a Warriors game being brainless, but for something like an RPG, they should probably have more like skill involved. But it was still fun to like play through the RPG stuff. But I expected some more depth into it. Like it wasn't much. I was doing the same thing through like 40 hours. It was like, just beat shit up and then like use a skill and that's it. But besides that, it was still good. The game looks beautiful. Like it's like has that Ghibli art style. You might know Ghibli because the Spirited Away and stuff like that. So yeah, it looks amazing. I just wish that it was just a little harder and that the story was a little better. Because like there was some good segments into it, but there was a lot of points where I'm just like, I don't care. So I don't know. It kind of detracts from like how connected I feel to the game, and I feel that's important for an RPG. And it also doesn't help that I played like 3 great RPGs before this, being Persona, Xenoblade, and Nier. So like all those games were like fantastic in both story and like gameplay. This game I feel it was more better in the gameplay side than the story side, and I feel like an RPG you kind of need a balance of both. So but I will say it's still a good game, but I wouldn't suggest like buying it for $60. Maybe wait for a sale, but it's still good. But I expected a little bit more from it. Besides that, I have been playing more Far Cry. I haven't finished it yet, but it's still fun. Like I'm almost done with it. I need one more person to beat than like the main guy, and that's about it. The story so far it's really good. I heard it gets real bad at the end because I didn't spoil myself, but I read some Reddit things saying the ending is actually garbage. But the story so far has been pretty tense. And it's kind of like a mood whiplash when you're like going throughout the world doing side quests. And it's like, yeah, we're America, like shoot pigs. And then it's like then you got to deal with like this hell cult. And I'm like, oh my god, that's such a difference because it gets like pretty intense. I'm like, damn, like chill, Ubisoft, God. But basically the same points I made last week or 2 weeks ago still stands with us. Like this Far Cry game, you shoot stuff, you do outpost, and that's it. It's fun and it's more fun with friends. But yeah, I really have not much more to add to it until I guess I beat it next podcast. But yeah, it's still a good game. Like I like it a lot, and I think that's all I played.
Okay, well, here's my turn. I've been playing League of Legends. I just hit D4 again. Thank God. Been playing Karma.
Karma.
Thresh.
Is she good again?
According to one master tier support player, she's in the top 2 because she could like pretty much like dominate lane, and then like that's what solo queue's about, is just dominating lane and then just winning the game.
Right.
But they just dropped a recent patch. They nerfed Braum, they nerfed Tahm Kench, they quote unquote nerfed Janna, and what I mean by that is that they minus 5 movement speed and minus 5 damage on W at all levels. So everyone was just memeing that because it's like, nice nerf, guys.
Yeah, it's like 5 damage.
Yeah, but I've been enjoying the game. They did like a new like beta sort of thing. You might have seen us talking about it in the group chat where it's like Clash. So like Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 8:00 at 8:00, there's like this tournament that goes on, and you get matched up with a different team. There's like a scouting phase, and then you champ select, and obviously playing those games. So like, if you win a certain amount, you can keep going. But if you lose, I think like early on, you just get knocked out, and then you have to use a ticket again, which is what happened to us. But it's like a very fun, sort of like thing to do just with your friends. Obviously, some will take it a lot more serious than others, which is fine. But you just have to work together as a team and grow from that.
Oh, so that's like in the client, like
yeah,
just, like,
yeah.
cool.
So instead of like us traveling for 30 minutes to go to a mall and playing on LAN, we could just do it at home in client. And I think Riot gives you like loot, and like the higher you go, you get better loot. But as a person who doesn't really care about the loot, I'm just playing to have fun. So
that's cool though. I like that.
Yeah, it's definitely very cool. I hope other games do this, like this
it
sort of
thing. It
sort
of sounds like Arena and Hearthstone, except like, it's like a more competitive thing.
Yeah.
Like in Arena and Hearthstone, you just keep going and going until you like lose 3 times, and then, you gotta pay to like go again. It sort of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Other games I've been playing, we played some tabletop sim, and we played Exploding Kittens. Yeah. That game is actually really fun. I was tempted to buy the actual game, and I might still, just because I feel like that would just be a fun game to just play with your friends. Also, when you play on tabletop sim, your first card is the like diffuser, right? And I think some of us like memorize the spot that some people might have their diffuser, so like that might be like a slight disadvantage. I'm not sure. But like I think that might be a flaw within the tabletop sim version. But Exploding Kittens is just a fun card game. If you don't know what it is, you should just look it up and see exactly on how it's played, because I think that this is a genius card game in my opinion.
I saw the video that we linked, and I need to play it with you guys because it looks pretty troll.
Yes, it is. It is indeed, because it's like, let me steal a card from you, and then it's like garbage, and it's like, all right, whatever. But if you steal the diffuser, also, when we played the first couple of times, when people would like pass cards, they would have them like faced up. It's like, oh shit.
Nice.
So like troll stuff like that would happen. So it's just a good time all around. Other games I've been playing for streaming purposes, Sly 2, finally finished that, thank God. I jumped into God of War Ascension. I haven't finished it, but I could definitely see why a lot of people like it. I just got God of War for PS4. I haven't touched it yet, but I could see what a lot of people were praising about God of War Ascension. I got to the point where you got the ability to like rewind time in a way to like rebuild certain structures to like get the bridge back up and stuff like that, which I think is great. I think that is a pretty cool mechanic to implement into the God of War series.
That one's for PS4, right? Or was it PS3?
No,
I forgot.
It's an old PS3 game, bro.
Oh yeah, it came out like by the time PS4 was coming out though, right? Like it was like Terror Island of PS4.
It was like 2012. I'm not exactly sure, because
I totally forgot about that game.
Yeah, because like when I opened it, I was like, oh yeah, online passes, like those are a thing.
Oh yeah,
those were a thing back then because they were trying to stop used games, but obviously you don't see those anymore. So, but other than that, I watched 2 movies. I watched Ready Player One.
Yeah, I want to know about that because I forgot.
Yeah, I watched it right after our podcast last time, so I watched it. I thought it was okay. It's definitely not going to age well because of all of the references and stuff like that. But if you just want to like watch a movie where there's a lot of video games and pretty much the world that everyone lives in is just VR chat, but with stakes a lot higher because whoever finds all of the plot MacGuffins, they get the whole thing. So I thought that it was an okay movie. I know a lot of people were like, yo, this thing like blew my mind, like this is like the best movie ever. Personally, I thought it was all right.
Oh really? I heard a lot of people hated it.
Some people, I can definitely see why some people hated it, because Louis, who saw the movie with us but also read the book, he's like, yeah, there were like a lot of like differences and stuff like that between the movie and the book. So but personally, I thought that it was a alright movie. If you like video games, you should consider watching it, but you don't have to. And then the other movie I watched was A Quiet Place, and
oh yeah, how was that?
I was like very surprised at how good that movie was, because when you're watching it in the theater, the movie is actually just very quiet because it is about this monster who will be attracted to sound, like any sound, like the slightest sound you make will attract them to you, and it will eat you and kill you and all this stuff. So you gotta make no noise, and that's pretty much most of the movie. They do have sequences where they do talk and stuff like that, but the entire movie isn't silent. So that was like one of the things that I was going, and I was like, is this thing gonna be silent the whole time? But there's certain things revealed throughout the movie where it's like they can talk within certain areas or whatever. So I was just very surprised by how good this movie was. A lot of people say that it's a scary movie. Personally, I think that it's a thriller more like, because it's not really scary. It's more about like, oh God, will these characters actually make it out of this situation or whatever, because the monster's like close and they can't make any noise right now, So
I thought the premise looked mad cool. Like I need to probably watch it because that's a really cool premise.
Yeah. And watching it in the theater, like everyone was trying to be as quiet as possible.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like you're so pressured. Oh, I can't make like any noise.
Yeah, like there was one person who was like coughing a lot, and like they would cough when they would like transition into another scene. I was like, oh God.
Oh no.
So but like that's pretty much the movie in and of itself. It's trying to have a unique theater experience where literally you can't make a sound. So but yeah, that's pretty much all that I did for the past week. Oh yeah, also the Sonic IDW series, obviously. The second issue is focused on Sonic and Amy. Like, that's what I've noticed with these first no, shut up. This is what I noticed with the first 3 issues so far. It's pretty much just Sonic and another character teaming up to try to stop some, thing that's going on. And, some people will complain that it's a little repetitive and a little bland, boring, whatever. Personally, I think that this is a great start for the new Sonic IDW series just because it's a new series and they need to establish what's going on. And I think the comics actually take place after Sonic Forces because it's like, Knuckles is still the leader of the Resistance. Nothing's really going on since they defeated Eggman. So it's sort of like, a epilogue. Is that what it's called? To like Sonic Forces? And
I guess so, yeah.
In a way, so but I think the next issue is going to focus on the new character, I forget her name, and then Blaze. So but yeah, the Sonic,
Blaze is there.
Yeah, obviously, they got to use all of the Sonic characters that are somewhat popular. So far they've done Sonic and Tails with the first issue. Second issue was Sonic and Amy. They were trying to save a town or whatever. And then the last issue that I just read was Sonic and Knuckles, which is issue 3. And that one focused on 2 new bad guys that showed up. So, and I think, or I can't even remember their names because they're like, sort of like a rhyming sort of thing or whatever. I don't even know. But, so far so good with the new Sonic IDW series. So, but yeah, I think that is all I have to talk about. Is there anything else you would like to add, Damien?
Actually, there is. I just remembered I played the Overwatch event.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait. We played Overwatch for a bit. Me, Kofi, and Jeffrey.
How was that?
We suck.
Okay.
Bridget, is she broken? Like
I actually look. I used her once, and I 1v1 so many people. I'm like, this doesn't seem fair. So I'm like, but that's all I used her. So I'm like, I don't know. If she's
all right. So what happened was, it was me, Jeffrey, and Kofi like grouped together, and then Bridget just walks up on us, and we're like, "Yo, just kill her." She killed all of us. We were like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah, because she has her passive just gives her like every time she swings her mace, she gains HP. Well, if she hits someone, she has like lifesteal basically. So every time she hits someone, she gains health. She's very tanky. She could shield bash. Like she's just extremely strong. I'm like, man, she doesn't feel that fair. She's fun to play as, but
oh my god, man.
but yeah, like there's a reason I have like 150 hours in Overwatch. I'm just like, I'm good. Like after playing competitive for like 4 seasons, I'm like, I don't know if I want to play this game anymore. But the new PvE mode is really fun. I think it was a really good step up from last year's PvE mode. Since last time, they just took King's Row and kind of just made it like, okay, now you just fight robots. But you're still doing the same, like, push the payload and capture this point and, like, kill, like, Orisa, and that's it. With this new one, it's, like, an actual level. And, like, they give you, like, a cutscene, like an in-game cutscene and, like, some other cool stuff. Like, it's really cool. Like, they put a lot of work into this. They have, like, their own unit, like, enemy types in this one instead of just, like, oh, it's Bastion, but he's purple. Or like, oh, it's Orisa, but she's also purple. And this one, like, they actually made like their own like enemy designs and stuff, and like they have all this lore. Like, it was just fun to play through. It wasn't that long. It was like 10 minutes. I played through it through the normal difficulty, hard mode, and extreme, and it does get pretty difficult. In the extreme difficulty, it basically becomes like Left 4 Dead, where it's like, yeah, watch out for like the special people. Like, there's like the assassin or whatever. What would it called in Left 4 Dead? Like the
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, the ones that jumped at hunter. Yeah, it's like the hunter that jumps on you, like you're paralyzed for a little bit. There's like the snipers, like take them down before like just one shot you. There's the big tank guys that like have a giant like minigun. So yeah, it was really fun to play through with other people. It's pretty fun. I heard the extreme mode using like the default characters, which in that mode you get like Moira, Genji, Reaper, and McCree. Is like almost impossible because the extreme mode I did was pick any hero. So we picked a tank, healer, and like 2 DPS, and like that was fine. But in the extreme mode using only those characters, like how the hell am I supposed to tank all that fire damage, like all that like damage with like a Genji? Like that doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. It was fun. I liked it a lot. I think they should really just do a single player mode for Overwatch at this point because they very clearly put a lot of passion into this, and I want to see like a whole campaign one day. But I don't know if that would happen. I hope so. I will pay money for it. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I've been playing.
Okay. Well, that is the end of the Two Players Podcast, episode 58. Thank you guys for listening once again, and we will see you guys 2 weeks from now with a discussion about Infinity War, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, it comes out next week, so we'll see you guys 2 weeks from now.
Later.